Two people can both weigh 165 pounds. One looks like they live in the gym. The other looks like they live behind a desk. Same body weight, completely different physiques. The difference comes down to muscle to fat ratio. Think of your body like a suitcase. Right now, it weighs 165 pounds. The fit guy's suitcase contains 132 pounds of muscle and 33 pounds of fat. Your suitcase might contain 110 pounds of muscle and 55 pounds of fat. Same total weight, completely different contents. The only way to reorganize that suitcase is by replacing fat with muscle, not just losing weight. That's why, if you're skinny fat, simply dieting is one of the worst things you can do. Every time you create a massive calorie deficit without training, you lose muscle and fat at the same time. The number on the scale goes down, but your body composition stays the same. You just become a smaller version of the same soft physique. And here's why excessive cardio makes it even worse. You're burning energy, but you're giving your body no reason to keep muscle. When your body is in a calorie deficit and sees no reason to preserve muscle, it starts getting rid of it first. Because muscle is expensive to maintain. Imagine your body like a company during an economic recession. Muscle is the highly paid employee. Expensive, high maintenance, but extremely productive. Fat is the unpaid intern. Cheap to keep around. When budgets get tight, who gets fired first? Usually the expensive employee, unless that employee is essential to the company's survival. That's exactly why lifting weights matters. Weight training tells your body, we need this muscle, don't get rid of it. Without that signal, your body will happily burn muscle to save energy. So the number on the scale drops. But the mirror still shows the same soft body. The second mistake is eating like a bird. Tiny salads, no carbs, 1,200 calories a day. If your only goal is seeing a smaller number on the scale. Sure, that works, but if you actually want to look like you lift, you need to eat enough food to build muscle while losing fat. Yes, that's possible. It's called body recomposition, and it's exactly what skinny fat people need. So what should you actually do? I'll get into the exact numbers soon. But first we need to talk about training, because most people completely mess this part up too. If you're skinny fat, you're basically a beginner carrying extra body fat. And honestly, that's good news. Because beginners build muscle faster than anyone else. Your body is ready, you just haven't given it the right stimulus yet. Forget bicep curls and cable flies for now. You need compound movements, squats, deadlifts, bench press, overhead press, rows. These exercises recruit the most muscle fibers across your entire body. More muscle fibers activated means more muscle growth, which means faster transformation. Train 3 to 4 times per week. Full body workouts or upper, lower splits both work. But here's the important part. Progressive overload. Every workout, you should try to do slightly more than last time. 1 extra representative, 5 more pounds on the bar, 1 extra set. The increase doesn't need to be huge. Your body just needs a constant signal saying, build more muscle. 230. Most skinny fat people walk into the gym, grab the same dumbbells they've used for 6 months, do 3 sets of 10, then leave. Your muscles adapted to that weight months ago. Everything after that is just maintenance. You're not building anything new anymore. It's like rereading the same textbook page for a year, and wondering why you still fail the exam. Training is only half the equation. The other half is nutrition. And skinny fat people need a very different approach than most mainstream fitness advice. Here's where it gets interesting. The answer depends on your starting body fat percentage. If your body fat is above 20%, you should eat in a small calorie deficit, not extreme, about 300 calories below maintenance. That's enough to steadily lose fat, without draining your energy, or hurting muscle growth. Even beginners can build muscle in a slight deficit, because your body already has stored energy to support the process. But if your body fat is under 20%, you're better off eating at maintenance, or in a very small surplus, around 100 to 200 calories above maintenance. Your main priority should be building muscle first. Once you build enough muscle, you naturally look leaner, even at the same body weight, because your body composition changes. The fat didn't magically disappear. It's just spread across a larger, more muscular frame, so it looks smaller. No matter what, protein is king. You need around 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Non-negotiable. That's the raw material your muscles are built from. Without enough protein, you can train perfectly for 3 months and still look exactly the same. It's like hiring construction workers without delivering any bricks, and spread your protein intake throughout the day. Don't eat 1 protein bar for breakfast, a sandwich for lunch, then try to cram 120 grams of protein into dinner. Your body can only effectively use around 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal for muscle building, so eat 3 solid meals with protein in each one. Eggs in the morning, chicken at lunch, meat or fish at dinner. Simple, boring, effective. I went through this myself. I spent an entire year doing cardio and clean eating, whatever that even means, and I looked exactly the same as when I started. But once I switched to heavy training and started eating enough protein, everything changed within a few months. It's frustrating, sure, but at least now I understand the difference. And honestly, for most skinny fat people, building habits gradually works way better than trying to become a hardcore fitness addict overnight. Because the number one reason people fail is going from zero to gym maniac in 1 week, burning out after 3 weeks, then ending up back on the couch, watching other people's transformation videos. So here's the lazy man 3-step system. Phase 1. Eat protein with every meal. That's it. Don't overcomplicate anything else yet. Just make sure every meal includes a quality protein source. Eggs, chicken, Greek yogurt, tuna. Do that consistently for 2 weeks, until it becomes automatic. You're not dieting, you're just upgrading what's already on your plate. Phase 2. Train at the gym 3 times per week. Full body workouts. 5 movements: squat, bench press, row, overhead press, deadlift. 3 sets each. 15 total working sets, in and out of the gym in 45 minutes. Focus on adding weight or reps every session. Don't obsess over the perfect program. Consistency always beats complexity. Phase 3. Walk 8,000 steps every day. Not for cardio, not to burn fat, just to quietly increase daily calorie expenditure. Without stressing your body. Walking doesn't spike cortisol, it doesn't make you ravenously hungry, and it doesn't interfere with recovery. It simply burns extra calories in the background. While you live your normal life. Walk while taking phone calls. Walk to the grocery store instead of driving. Take a 20-minute walk after dinner. Layer these 3 phases together, and by week 6, you'll be training consistently, eating enough protein, moving more every day, and transforming your body, without completely turning your life upside down.